Hello, all you beautiful people out there. My name's Alyssa. Welcome back to Returning to You. Today I wanted to talk about the number one way to increase your feeling of self-worth and self-love, at least from my experience. I think this is number one. And that is getting outside of your comfort zone. And I'll explain more. First off, I know what it's like to live a very comfortable life, to have things on the surface that look good, Oh, I have a partner, someone to come home to every night. I have the children I dreamed about having my entire life. I go on my yearly summer beach vacay to the same spot. It was a comfortable life. But does comfort equal happiness? I'm here to say, and I think this is true too. No, it doesn't. We definitely live in a culture that celebrates running away from uncomfortableness, running away from having those tough conversations and just sweeping it under the rug, pushing it down, avoiding, escaping. I definitely grew up in an environment which was like that. You didn't talk about it. Just ignore it. It'll go away, right? Right? Not so fast. Actually, living in the comfort zone over time, definitely your happiness just goes down the tubes. Truthfully, comfort is a killer. It's kind of sad to think about how many people really actually go to the grave and never really live. I don't want to be one of those people. Getting outside the comfort zone is where I've really lived. And you know what? You don't have to take big, huge, giant leaps. It's a muscle. Getting outside the comfort zone is like a muscle. You're going to the gym. You keep practicing, doing it every day. You can start with small steps. Instead of addressing everything, okay, you need to address something in your marriage, something major, maybe not right out of the gate, lay everything out on the table. That's what I did. I 10 years we were married and I never really said anything to him about how I was feeling. So the first conversation I had, it was baby steps. I just kind of started opening up the channel of communication. It was hard. It was so uncomfortable. But I kept doing it. I kept focusing on one conversation at a time. One day at a time. 1 minute at a time. 1 second at a time. You can break it down into small increments just to get through. When I first went to AA, my very first AA meeting, was that the very first step I took in regards to my sobriety? No. It was very uncomfortable. There was a lot inside of me saying, no, you don't want to do this. You're not an alcoholic. You don't belong here. You can keep doing it on your own. But I knew, because I've been working that muscle, that uncomfortable muscle, I knew all of that loud voice that's saying, don't do it. I'm like, I need to do it. Oh, damn it, I need to do it. I was right. Because once I found 12-step programs, I found a community of other people who are doing the same thing as I am, and my gifts, my natural gifts of why I'm here on this planet started to really emerge. through the pain I've experienced in terms of addiction and other areas of my life, I'm able to channel light into the world through that pain and helping others who are going through something similar. It's a beautiful thing, and I would have never fully tapped into it if I hadn't walked through the door that first AA meeting. But again, there was build up to that, and thinking about my sobriety journey, one of the first steps was I told on myself. I told one person. It wasn't even my ex-husband or a friend. It was a spiritual advisor I had. I told him I was quitting drinking, and I admitted I thought I had a problem with alcohol. I told one person. And it was uncomfortable saying the words out loud. It was so uncomfortable. Like, I don't have a problem. I never thought I had a problem. Again, push it down. Don't talk about it. Just saying the words out loud to another human being. Powerful. And it applies to all areas of life. Practice, practice, practice this uncomfortable muscle. The reason I know it works is because it's happened so many times to me where something I don't want to do, I'm coming up with all the excuses why I can't. But when I push through that and do it, the light that's contained in it, usually immediately and longer term as well, it's led to so many beautiful things. And why I'm saying it's the number one way to cultivate that self-worth, that self-love inside of yourself, is because you can do hard things. You can do things that are uncomfortable, that are in your best interest. It'll be painful for a second or a minute or however long, but it's short-term pain. Long-term light and fulfillment comes from it. The pain is temporary. It's an illusion. The ego, we all have an ego. Everyone's got one. Wants to keep us small. Wants to keep us in our boxes and doesn't want us to break out. So the fears, the doubts, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I don't feel like it. It's keeping us small and more miserable over time. I promise you. I think it probably makes sense to you. This is not rocket science in a way, but I took my 10-year-old son to Canada last week, and I was sitting out at a cafe having dinner with him on the streets of Toronto, our last night there, and we were playing tic-tac-toe, and I was just like watching all the people bustling by, the anticipation, Friday night in the city. I'm like, ooh, that used to be my jam. Love the city. Love the nightlife. But you know what? I'm sitting there sober with my son playing tic-tac-toe, and I'm just like, that feeling I had inside was priceless. I was not jealous at all of those other people out on the streets. I was so content because I get to show up for myself now. I get to show up for my son. I get to be present. And I'm safe. I'm safe now. That feeling comes from effort. And it comes from getting outside of the comfort zone. I'm not talking about being unsafe, putting yourself in unsafe situations. It's the things I don't really want to do it, but I know deep down it's in my best interest. Push through it. There's light. And the opponent, our ego, is going to try to keep us where we are. But it's an illusion. Like, you can do it. Take baby steps. What's one uncomfortable thing you can do today that you've been thinking about? Today's the day. Start working that muscle. You'll see exactly what I mean. And no one can take that feeling of resilience, of strength, of love that you have for yourself inside. No one can take that from you because you earned it. You're doing it. You're doing a great job. All right, subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this. I also have my Instagram handle below. It's Recovered People Pleaser, and my link tree is also there for mindfulness planner and meditation. All right, hope you have a blessed week. Sending love and light.